The Senate says it will head to the appeal court when Justice Nnamdi Dingba of the Federal High Court ordered the immediate reinstatement of Omo-Agege, senator representing Delta Central at the National Assembly, as well as the payment of his salaries and other entitlements were okayed by the court. The lawmaker was suspended by the Senate on April the 12th, allegedly for his remarks at a press conference that the amendment of the 2010 Electoral Act was targeted at President Muhammad Buhari. Liboros Oshoma is a lawyer. He joins me from our Abuja studios. I want to thank you so much indeed for joining us at this time. Why did the Senate suspend Senator Omo-Agege? Since that particular matter, we understand, was sub judice.
Gimba, you know, the last time we discussed this matter when the news just broke, I did say that citing protectorate authorities that the Senate, you know, does not have powers to suspend, its members and deny the constituents of representation. And so that's what the court also had said, they had maintained, because I would not know why the court went ahead in spite of its rules that once a matter is in court, it shouldn't be debated, it shouldn't be discussed. But I see this more as ego tripping, because one of the reasons given by the Senate spokesperson when Omo-Agege was suspended was that he dared to go to court, to take the Senate to court. Why, initially they had said that the reason why he was also suspended was because he did issue a press statement alleging that the Senate, the reordering of the election, that's the introduction or the amendment to Section 25 of the Electoral Act was targeted at Mr. President. So why the matter was going on, actually, you remember Omo-Agege did apologize to the Senate to the fact that if he had breached any privilege, on the floor, and that he should be forgiven. And thereafter, when he got wind that he was to be suspended, he did approach the court. And when he was invited by the Senate committee, he appeared before the Senate and, served them processes that he would refuse to speak on the matter, obeying the Senate rules that the matter was sub judice. And so what the court was very, very vociferous on that issue, that the court frowns at the fact that, the Senate could be angry that Omo-Agege went to court to challenge an infringement on his right. And Omo-Agege, apart from the fact that he's a senator, is a citizen of Nigeria, even a senator has the right to run to court for protection when he faces right had been threatened or that is be trampled upon. And also, Gimba, this is not the first judgment in that regard. Senator Dino Melaye's judgment, when he was suspended by the House of Rep, when he was in the House of Rep, also was to the fact that the House does not have the power to so suspend. Senator Usman in Katsina State House of Assembly, Honorable Usman in Katsina State House of Assembly, also, there's a judgment to that effect. And then the Court of Appeal pronouncement on this matter was Honorable Dana against the Bauchi State House of Assembly, and the Court of Appeal did rule that they don't even have the powers at all to suspend. And then recently, just last year, the same Senate in Aliu Dume's case, and the court came down heavily on the Senate also, and asking them to pay all his entitlement. The court declined to make...
If I will just butt in here, Liboros, if you just let me butt in for a minute, just to get a clarification. Did you say that the Senate doesn't have the powers to suspend? But I think there are some relevant sections of the Constitution that allows them to suspend members for 14 days.
Make rules to regulate itself. What the Constitution gives them powers to enact rules or make rules to regulate itself. That's the Senate rules. But in regulating your proceedings and regulating, the conduct of members, if you go, what the court had pronounced upon, including the Court of Appeal, which is a higher court, is the fact that if you now go beyond just regulating the conduct of members, which some of us had suggested can be maybe suspension from committees, because those are privileges, but to now deprive that senatorial district or the constituency of representation, it's beyond the powers of just regulating. It's actually taking away the powers donated to that senator by its constituency, and also invariably denying the constituency of representation. And the court consistently, there is no court that had, given a contrary judgment on this matter, that the Senate indeed have powers, or the legislature indeed have powers to suspend members. The court, that even it was in Dino's case, but the court did rule that the powers so exercised should not be more than at least 4 days or so, 4 weeks or so. But in this case, the Court of Appeal ruled that such powers, even suspending for 1 day at all, that they don't have that powers.
Okay. So let me come in here again. We are at that point where the Senate is going to the appeal court to appeal this ruling. Looking at what the Constitution says, do you think that the Senate stands the chance, especially when you have to look also at the evidence before the court?
In this case, what the Court of from the snippet of the issues and the judgment that I read, what they are even challenging at the Court of Appeal is not even the powers to the pronouncement on the fact that they don't have powers to suspend. What I think they are challenging is the mode of originating the suit. Actually, I think that's one of the grounds of appeal of the Senate Council. But to answer your question now directly on the facts of their chances on appeal, the issues it's overwhelming on this, because it's even law of natural justice, equity and good conscience. Equity and good conscience should demand that you are all primus, you are equals. And so for the fact that you are leaders or you are the Senate president makes you first among equals. And so if you are first among equals, does that now give you the power to suspend a member? It's just like a class rep. You say a class rep has the power to suspend a class member. It doesn't have that power. So I don't think, or I also do not think that the Court of Appeal will rule otherwise on this case. Even the Supreme Court, I'm not preempting them though, but I think from the available laws and from the entire gamut of the Constitution, I do not think that the court will rule otherwise, donating powers to the National Assembly to suspend members. That is not provided for in the Constitution.
Just before I let you go, what do you think? What do you think of the 8th Senate and its conduct? Has it resorted to personalizing issues, do you think, especially when you think about the Dino Melaye case, where the Senate says that he was ill-treated, and considering other ill-treatment meted on so many Nigerians by the Nigerian police force? Would you say that the Senate is being personalistic in view of the Dino Melaye case?
Gimba, you just took the word out, because here it's obvious. The budget, the Senate is yet to pass the budget. The last time we heard of it was that ministers have not come to defend their budget. And so if the Senate wants the public to be sympathetic to a cause,
I'm afraid that that's the much we can take. I must sincerely thank you, Liboros Oshoma, a lawyer, talking to us from our Abuja studios. And that's the show. Thank you for watching. See you same time next week. I'm Gimba Umar. Bye for now.